Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the educator here, and as you all know, during examination period we run revision videos just like this one you're about to watch now. And you know the drill. If this is your first time turning into this channel and you are not yet a subscriber, do want to hit the subscription button so that when we drop subsequent videos as regards the revision for your examination, which is upcoming, you wouldn't miss out. Okay, and now this video, it is left for you to decide on how you are going to make this video helpful to you. You can decide to use this video as your revision or try to use this video as practice. Okay, using it as a revision, you can just, after every question, you can pause the video, try to answer before I drop the answer. Or if you are using it for practice, of course, you can just answer the question, and at the end of the video you'll see how many questions you have gotten. Mind you, please don't take this questions for granted. These are real questions that you will come across on the day of your examination. So if you have come across these questions somewhere, it is a confirmation that truly you shouldn't joke with those questions. Okay, moving on. 21. Dash is the creator of all things, with four manifestation of his existence in Igbo belief. This one is even very simple. When you Igbo, so your mind should be coming to Igbo. The first one is the 7 principal chiefs. Well, that can be Igbo, you know. Obantala, that one is not even Igbo, so that one is out of the option. Then we have Chuku, which is obviously Igbo. That's Igbotic. It's already screaming Igbo. So of course we have our answers to be Chuku. Okay. 22. The geography of Nigeria lies between the latitude and longitude of 4° north and 14° north, and 3° east and 15° east. So the latitude is 4° north, 14° north. The longitude is east, 3° east, and 15° east. Okay. So basically, if we were to give a range, this it is 4 to 14, and then 13 to 15. All right. So take note of that. All right, moving on. 23. Nigeria did not exist as a single political entity until, so you know, Nigeria did not exist as a single political entity until a particular date. That's when Nigeria was, the word amalgamated. Right, they now joined Nigeria. It was what, 1914. Please never forget that date. It was until 1914 Nigeria was amalgamated. Right, that's when they now started existing as a single political entity. All right, number 24. Ogun is to iron as Shango is to Shango. You know, people jokingly call these gods and they don't even know what the gods represent or what they do. Right, it's to thunder and lightning. Number 25. The ethnic speaking people are classified under Cross River group. All right. Number 26. The various Nigerian peoples came under colonial rule, which first started in 1861 when Lagos formally became a. Of course, you know, Lagos was initially the British colony. Okay, that's when various Nigerian people came under colonial rule. That's when Lagos became the British colony. Okay, then it was changed. 27. The districts were headed by district officers who were answerable to the, of course, please take note, it's not Governor General. The district officers are answerable to the residents. Okay, they're answerable to the residents. Number 28. Sir Hugh Clifford replaced Dash as the Governor General of Nigeria in 1920. Of course, who did he replace? Lord Lugard. Lord Lugard was the Governor General. Then Clifford replaced Lord Lugard. Okay. Dash constitution was promulgated in 1954. The constitution that was promulgated in 1954 is the Licensing's constitution. Okay, this part is a little bit boring in the book, but those departments or those students who are in the art department will find this more interesting. Okay, because it's something they did in their government and civic and other topics. All right. On October 1st, 1960, Nigeria became an independent sovereign federation of 3 regions with a dash system. What kind of system? The Westminster system. Okay, the Westminster system. That's option A. Number 31. The Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, officially became Nigeria's seat of government in the year 1999. But now if you look at this, you see 1999. We have December 12th and May 29th. The correct answer is December 12th, 1999. That was when the seat, the FCT, was officially relocated to Abuja. All right. 32. Civilian intolerance for military rule in Nigeria reached its climax after the annulment of the June presidential election on, you know, this reminds me of Abiola Day. You know, we celebrate Abiola's Day. When do we celebrate Abiola's Day? We celebrate Abiola's Day June 12th. Okay, and you know, when Tinubu came to power, he now moved it. Was it Tinubu or Buhari? And they moved Democracy Day to June 12th. Okay, so while we are doing Democracy Day, we're also remembering Abiola's Day. And I feel the Democracy Day has in a way covered the Abiola's Day. So June 12th, we don't celebrate Abiola's Day, but rather we are celebrating democracy. Meanwhile, it's meant to be both. Okay. 33. For a long time, the greatest threat to Nigerian democracy was the repeated intrusion of Dash into Nigeria's political system. So what affected this was the fact that the military, they wanted to take power, and so it kind of affected Nigerian democracy or democratic systems. So the military were the ones that for a very long time they were a very serious threat to Nigerian democracy. So when we talk about democracy, the military are like, you keep quiet, what do you mean by democracy? Okay, so the military were a serious threat, you know. 34. Mission schools were established between 1842 to 1913. Okay, before Nigeria was amalgamated. All right, 35. The activities of the missionaries were mainly concentrated in the south, leading to the neglect of course, the north. And permit me to say that's why we have this kind of segregation when it comes to education. So people in the south and west are they tend to do more better, and they tend to take education more seriously compared to those in the north, because when the missionaries came, they just focused there. Okay, you can see this. Once you know these things, this kind of makes things make sense, and you're like, oh wow, so this is the reason why this is like this, this is like this, this is like this. Okay. Which university in Nigeria pioneered the establishment of the Department of Music? It is the University of Nigeria. The University of Nigeria pioneered the Department of Music, the establishment of the Department of Music. In what year did the University of Nigeria establish its Department of Music? You can see this question has given you a clue of the previous question. Okay, but this is not the way you see it on the day of your exam. It will be scattered, so you can't. But then if you see something like this, it gives you a clue that, oh, if you picked a wrong answer, you can just quickly go back to say, it is University of Nigeria. All right, so they did that in the year 1960. 1960, that was when they pioneered the establishment of the music department. Which type of music teaches people their history, norms, and values? The music that teaches people history, norms, and values is the traditional music. Of course, it's not pop music. Of course, it's not classical music. Okay. Number 40. The Nigerian national anthem is an example of a classical music. It's an example of a classical music. Of course, it's not pop. It's not so traditional. Imagine we are just singing Nigeria, we hail thee, and then people are rapping inside Nigeria, we hail, say, oh yeah, I'm in Nigeria, I do like this, and do like this. It becomes a child's play. Okay, so it's an example of a classical music. Number 41, there are types of social control. There are two types of social control. Okay, free and fair elections are classified under which type of values? The free and fair elections are classified under the political values. Okay. Okay, all right. So an individual departs, or you can see it now. This individual is now a deviant. So please take note of all these words. 45. Dash is a variant of Morse whose violation is considered extremely disgusting, repugnant, and abominable. Taboo. Of course, is abominable. Say abomination. No, of course, they are taboos. All right. Animism is derived from the Latin word anima. And this is spelling of the animal. Please, it's not normal animal. It is animal. All right. Moral and ethical values were derived from chapter 2, section 23 of the Nigerian Constitution. Okay. Dash are rewards or punishment that encourage conformity of societal values. Sanctions. Okay. Punishment, sanctions, they sanction you. Who is acknowledged as the guru of marketing? Okay, we've come to entrepreneurial skills now. Philip Kotler. This guy, I'll never forget his name. Even in marketing, those that did marketing in secondary school, you know Philip Kotler. All right. So what's the full meaning of AMA? EMA. The full meaning of AMA is American Marketing Association. Please, this question is something that, in fact, I can still remember seeing this question in my 100 level days. Okay, please ensure you know this full meaning. Abbreviations in GSTs, you should know the full meaning. All right. I'll try as much as possible to see if I can get the abbreviations and their meaning as well. So I will just send to you guys. Okay. The P's of marketing represent what is referred to as the marketing mix. The way I'm answering these questions just reminds me of marketing. Seriously, marketing. All right. The origin of the 4 P's of marketing has been traced to, of course, Prof. James Colliton's research in 1948. Okay. What do the 4 P's of marketing stand for? The 4 P's of marketing stands for the product, price, the place, and the promotion. Product, price, place, and promotion. Okay, those are the 4 P's. To what number did Gomes and Bittner extend the original 4 P's of marketing? They extended it to 8 P's. You should know those 8 P's. Okay. Now, which of the P's of marketing is designed to provide customer access? What provides customer the access to your business is the place where your business is located, right? The place, that's what provides access. The total landmass of Nigeria is 923,700 kilometers squared. A very common question. Environment where living organisms, plants, and animals live and interact. It is known as the biosphere. All right, 59. Crude oil was discovered in commercial quantity in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria in 1956. This reminds me of my post-UTM question. This was how the question came out, word for word. And I discovered that it was from GST111. They got the question from. In subsequent years, I started, when I do my tutorials, I do it with GST111. Okay. eventually they also decided to scrap out post-UTM examination. It's quite painful, but then it's all good. The Western Highlands are predominantly inhabited by the Yoruba people. West, you don't even need to even think too much. West Yoruba people. And so we have come to the end of this video, and I trust this video helped a lot. So indicate in the comment section how many questions were you able to get out of the 60 questions. Of course, please do well to share this video to your friends. And so it is the engagement of this video that will determine if I'm going to make subsequent videos, that is for GST112 and for GST113. So I want to wish you guys a resounding success in your upcoming exam as you commence your examination. As much as possible, do well to still practice a lot of questions. Practice questions. This is the period to practice questions. In fact, by now you should have finished reading. Just keep on practicing question, practicing question, practicing question. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, do well to share this video, like this video, comment, and most importantly, if you have not subscribed, please do well to hit the subscription button. We'll meet in the next video. Bye for now, guys.